People, deluded, I'm back again. Rennes 3, Arsenal 1, and in typical Arsenal fashion, we've got it all to do in the second leg. Nice to see we've scored an away goal, but like you saw against in the last round, we're going to need our fans and our players to be at it, and we're making life harder than it needs to be. And obviously, United got the rub of the green. Pardon me, people. United got the rub of the green. Spurs are through. Yeah, it's been a long week, man. I feel we'll get onto it, but I feel Emery let himself down in the second half. I'm not discounting the players, people. All three goals down to the players and their actions, of course. The red card changed the game, but for someone who's a tactical genius, I felt he was ridiculously stubborn today, and it paid, especially when you look at Mkhitaryan, makeshift fullback, and obviously Monreal was getting burned by Ismail Assar in the second half. I need to eat a chip, people. I'd be more angry if I didn't have my dinner right now, man. Steak and chip settings, but back to this, going into the game. I told you, look, we can't underestimate Rennes. Their manager's got them playing decent football. They've got some decent players within their side. Ismail Assar, the key one for me that I'm always attracted to. And he gave a good audition in the second half. And he showed how he's not quite at that level yet, but there's some promise. We know this is a big chance for us to get into the Champions League. I don't need to tell you at this moment, so let's not waste any time. A big team was lined. Obviously, this is Czech's competition. Now, I like Czech as a professional, but for me personally, Leno will be playing every week. Cool, fair enough. Ozil, Torreira, Mkhitaryan, Aubameyang, because obviously there's no Lacazette. It was a strong side, no complaints within that. I'll give it to Rennes. I felt from the first whistle they did better. In hindsight, it helped because I don't feel they were scared of us. They didn't sit back ridiculously. Their fans wanted this occasion. It's packed out stadium. You saw the flares. You saw the things thrown on the ground. It meant a lot, and they riz to that. I felt Grenier as well in the first couple of exchanges. He was playing some lovely passes and making some good runs. He looked like to be the one to cause trouble, and he did have He did have some moments where he did. I did feel in all, probably the end product in the final third wasn't quite there, but we took the lead. We started off well. I felt they were zipping our play. I feel other than the second half, first half we were quite good in my opinion. We're playing well. Obviously, we're a bit fortunate to get the goal. Good play with Monreal and Iwobi down that side. Iwobi cuts inside. He's clearly trying to find a player, but at the end of the day, who cares? It's 1-0, and it's more or less 2-0 at this moment in time, people, 3 minutes into the game because of the away goals rule. And we're doing our thing. Rennes looked to be playing in a 4-4-2. Their striker, I forgot his name, and who cares? They won. Was really isolated, and we were playing good football. I felt we were doing all right. There was a couple things I was worried about on the counter here and there. I felt Monreal did well in the second half. He did poor, against Ismail Assar, but I feel he had him on lock in the first half. An experienced left back. They weren't. We was forcing him to go deep for the ball and play with his back to goal, to which we were snapping at his heels. They were trying to play him into space, obviously, so he can use his pace on Monreal, like in the second half. Sorry, people, I have to. I'm hungry, man. But we nullified that. I'm not going to lie to you, people. I was not happy with the whole game with Aubameyang. I feel Aubameyang's movement was great, and we were putting in together some lovely moves where we were finding him and things like that. But the final touch, to getting your head up, I don't know if the Spurs game is still playing on his mind. It wasn't quite there, and he was just giving the ball away for me, people. He did that in the 11th minute. Again, he did that in the 10th minute. And again, we had a lovely move in the 11th minute. A lot of players were involved, in particular Mesut Ozil. I think it actually started from a Koscielny pass. Iwobi as well. Eventually, it fell to Torreira, if I remember. Torreira shot straight at the keeper. But we look like we're good at this, man. 13th minute, I will say again, Grenier looked to be the one for Rennes that was going to make something happen, because the free kick, obviously, it was over. But just the intent with the passes he's played, looked like something's going to happen. Ben Arthur was hot and cold. He showed what a good player is in the second half, but first half he was kind of hot and cold for me anyways. Ismail Assar's really out of the game. And you're just thinking, we need to build upon this. We need to score more goals, to be fair with you, because we're playing away from home first. If we can score 2, possibly 3, then you've put yourselves in a good position. Obviously, it didn't happen. 22nd minute, again, Mesut Ozil with a lovely pass for Iwobi. And things like that. I felt Iwobi could have set it back, but he tried to go to the far post to find Aubameyang. But Ozil's playing some lovely passes. I feel Ozil actually had a good game today, and it's sad because of the circumstances that led to, obviously, our demise. Like I said, man, in the final third, we probably needed to up it a bit because we're playing good football. We're connecting well and stuff like that, but it's not of the level to warrant scoring a goal, in my humble opinion. 32nd minute, Ozil played a lovely ball into Aubameyang, and he's onside. I could see that on the TV. He's onside. Obviously, people are going to think I'm biased because I'm an Arsenal fan, but he's onside. It's gone for offside. I don't want to sit here as an Arsenal fan and keep saying the ref was doing nonsense and doing booky stuff, but couple of decisions, especially when he was letting the game run for both teams. It weren't good. It weren't good enough, man. And then the changing point was obviously. I actually feel prior to the sending off. Actually, there was for I'd say from the 30th minute to the 35th, there was a period where Rennes were getting the ball in behind and having some half chances. If I can remember correctly, people, I haven't got the information to hand, but Socrates got sent off in the 40 or something minute. Or whenever that was, obviously second bookable offence. You can have no complaints. 2 silly yellow cards essentially crashing down the back of people. He's sent off from that free kick. Obviously, the first free kick hits the wall. He reacts the quickest. It's 1-1 at this moment in time, and at the same time, we've still got that away goal, but it's 1-1, and we've let ourselves down. To be fair with you, 43rd minute, Aubameyang, I felt he was quite poor again. Like, he let himself down. Going into half time, I actually didn't even do my half time notes, but like I said, people. We can't have any complaints because I don't feel we was doing it in the final third. I felt we played well for about 30 minutes, 40, literally up until the man got sent off. Socrates got sent off. I feel we was playing all right. I feel our midfield was doing well. Mkhitaryan's up for it. Ozil, like I said, was playing well. He will be doing his thing. I think we was doing okay. Probably just need to stop asking Czech to play out from the back, but we're doing our thing. The yellow card, the red card changed it all. Like I said, it's 1-1 at this moment in time. We go into half time and you're just thinking, like, we need to make a change now. It's a defensive change. I'm personally looking at it is that I feel Ozil's been good. I feel Mkhitaryan's obviously being forced at right back. He's been in good form. It's unfortunate that someone's sent off, but someone's got to come off. I was either thinking them two or Iwobi's got to be a candidate who's playing okay as well, because defensively we can't hold it. It didn't look like it was gonna bang with Mustafi moving inside and Mkhitaryan. Mkhitaryan, I love him, but he's not a defender. He's not a right back. How many times did you see him coming inside? Second half comes now, and obviously it looked like we went to a 4-3 sort of 2 thing with one of the attacking mids behind Aubameyang, and you could see it wasn't going to work, people. Unai Emery is praised for all his tactical analysis and decisions, and most time he gets it right, but today it was appalling. We let ourselves down. I can't even remember how they scored the second. How did they even score the second, people? See, I can't even remember how they scored. I can't even remember how they scored, man. We'll get on to that. But I just felt in the second half, give me a second to remember, but I just felt in the second half, you could see it. You could see Mkhitaryan's bleeding out there. It's not his position. He's not a defender. He's not being helped either because no one's there to help him. Monreal's getting burnt. You could see a bipolar first and second half. Monreal had Sarr on lock in the first half. Second half, we're getting ripped and we're remaining, like, we can't get out. We're camped. We're playing with a man down and the fans are onto us and they're getting behind Rennes, and Rennes are feeding off it, and their fullbacks and wingers are bombing through them. Midfielders are being brave. Czech is saving us. We're having some half chances. Realistically, is it the scorer Bertigi, whatever his name is? He had a couple chances where he could have grabbed about 2-3. Ben Arfa had a couple as well. Sarr as well in the 55th minute. He showed great pace. Obviously, I'm looking at that. I'm thinking, Emery, please, like, Maitland-Niles, and I'm looking at him like Maitland-Niles and Kohler. Kohler's not got a defensive ball in his body, but just to give Monreal some help, Maitland-Niles just come over to the right-hand side, to be fair with you. Like, we needed to do something, and I feel Unai Emery for some reason was stubborn today, and for all the mistakes, and again, for all the defensive mistakes which have been a current theme, I'm not discounting it. You have to ask questions of Unai Emery. We cannot keep sitting here and discounting everything because of these players. The players got it wrong. Socrates got sent off. The second goal, I can remember it now. Monreal, obviously, I feel Xhaka, if I remember correctly, in the build-up, Xhaka was playing nonchalant passes inside our midfield, inside our area, people, but I keep saying we keep doing the play to the whistle. Why do we keep doing this thing where we put our hands up and we stop? Play to the whistle. Did you not play football in school? Play to the whistle. Well, Jack has made his mistake, and I'll do my analysis thing later. So whoever's been involved will get highlighted. But if I can remember correctly, what drew me is Monreal and Maitland-Niles, Guendouzi, who's playing alright since he's come on. They're stopped with their hands up. The man's played on. The ball is still on. Eventually it falls to the Rennes, man, and it's 2-1 and we've shot ourselves in the foot. It's still technically 2-2 at this point over this one leg because, again, the away goal. But I tweeted everything I'm saying, people. I tweeted. I said we're gonna concede again. I said it twice. You could see it, people. You could see it, and I'm badly thinking, like, what is Unai Emery seeing? Because I could see why he brought on Guendouzi, because we was getting overrun in midfield. But out of all the areas, like, why was that? Like, what was going on in Unai Emery today, man? What was really going on? 2v1s down the flank, balls playing in behind, the fans are down, and it's a case of when, not if, when they'll score another, to be fair. obviously, as the game went on and Aubameyang came off and we're chasing, the game second half was dreadful, people, man. Really dreadful, in my opinion. Obviously, the icing on the cake, Ismail Assar deserved it because he turned his game around in the second half. Lovely header, it's 3-1. We've got a mountain to climb now. Simple as. And what smacks it is, I can't understand some of these decisions, people, and I'll make a separate video about it. But you look at someone like Mavropanos. Why is he not registered in the Europa League? We know it came down to him and El Nene. El Nene barely playing in the Premier League. Hasn't, to my knowledge, based on what Arsenal tweeted, he wasn't in the travelling squad today. He wasn't on the bench. Ironically, there was no centre-half on the bench. Surely El Nene's been forced there. Surely if he was on the bench, he could have been used there. And surely if you're going to register El Nene and not register Mavropanos, you can see how farcical that decision is. I don't know what's happened in regards to that, but I have to place that at the feet of Gooner Emery because he's selecting his side. If he badly wanted him involved, he would have. Let's just say, for instance, Guendouzi was of the level of Mavropanos in that he's getting games and he's involved in the squad, but he's not, people, as some would have expected him prior to coming to the club. He wouldn't have been registered in the side, but because he's a bad boy footballer, he was registered in the side. So I have to ask Gooner Emery, do you rate Mavropanos? You spoke him up highly of him, but what was the decision? Because again, away from Mavropanos, I'll stand corrected if El Nene's got a little knock or something, but there was no centre-half. Kohler was forced at centre-half once against Leicester by Wenger, and that ended terribly. Like, again, people, the players, all 3 goals are the players' faults. They're terrible goals to concede. But I just have to look at Gooner Emery because the second half, I was basically crying, people. I was like, Chelsea still 0-0. I was crying, people. I was like, Unai, can't you see this? Like, you are the man for this. You are the man that patterns it in the second half and the third and half time and that. Can't you see what's going on? We're being overrun. Like, they've got nothing to lose. They're 10th in the table. Most people, if they lost today, it is what it is. But now, plastered all over the headlines, and we've got it all to do now. And to be fair, for someone that's a tactical genius and cherishes the Europa League and's been the distance and won it, you've let yourself down as much as the players, and we've got a mountain to climb. We're trying to fight for top 4. Obviously, we should have taken all 3 points of Spurs, but it's been and gone now. United, we're playing United on Sunday. We have to win that even more now. Even more. They're 2 separate competitions, but even more now. I do think we could score 2 goals at home, but again, we're doing things the hard way when we don't need to. We've shot ourselves in the foot. For as much as some of these players need to move on, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's sad because Mustafi's not been the worst defender today. That's how you know it's mad, but it is what it is. We lost. We have to hold our L. It is what it is, people. There's nothing more to say on that. So I'm going to just get out of here, man. People, deluded. Thank you for watching. Like I said, Rennes 3, Arsenal 1. And we've got a mountain to climb now.